from the dust, steel in our veins, unbreakable hearts, unchained from the chains. Brother to brother, we lift and we build, in a world that's breaking, our spirits distilled. They'll try to bend us, crack our spine, but we're built from fire, a bloodline defined. This is the forge, the place we ignite, a breed of men who fight the good fight. We don't bow down, we don't break stride, stand up as pillars with honor and pride. Real men rising, strong and free, unashamed to lead, unafraid to be. Brick by brick, we're shaping the frame. Men of iron who carry the name. Not fooled by voices that tear at our core. We're here to lead and we're here to restore. We're bound to a code, anchored in stone. Together as one, yet each stands alone. We're fathers, we're brothers, with love as our guide. For the ones we protect, the ones by our side. This is the forge, the place we ignite, a breed of men who fight the good fight. We don't bow down, we don't break stride, stand up as pillars with honor and pride. Real men rising, strong and free, unashamed to lead, unafraid to be. We are the fire, the iron, the blood, forged in the battle and rising above. Stand for the truth, stand with no fear, for the call of a man, our purpose is clear. For being alive. If this is toxic masculinity, then fuck it, I'll wear the crown with dignity. I'm a risk taker, go-getter, a warrior, a late-night lover. So call me what you wanna see. I'm the ambassador of masculinity. I don't flinch, I take the lead. Work my hands till my knuckles bleed. Protect what's mine, defend my creed. Stand for truth, die on my feet. I've been broken, I've been bruised, still I rise, no excuse. This fire ain't for faint of heart. It's who I am, it's how I start. They say it's too much, too bold, too loud, but I'm not here to please the crowd. If this is toxic masculinity, then fuck it, I'll wear the crown with dignity. I'm a risk taker, go-getter, a warrior, a late-night lover. So call me what you wanna see. I'm the ambassador of masculinity. I'm not your villain, I'm not your curse. I'm the reason steel bends and wheels turn. Not poison, I'm the antidote for every lie that's been sold in quotes. You call it toxic, I call it my birthright. You see a threat, I see a light. A man who stands, a man who bleeds, a man who fights for what is redefine me. Let me know if you want this tweet to match a specific tempo or vibe, like burn it to the ground or animals.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Glenn Lawrence, and I got an announcement to make, okay? I know you guys see me and Ruslan go back and forth before, all right? But after having 2 podcasts and sitting there with him face-to-face, in person, I realized, like, him and I, we got more in agreement than we disagree. We both want to see men win. We both want to see families get back together and reunite and be strong. And we both want to see Christ's kingdom be glorified. So that's why I'm supporting the Bless God Summit of 2026. No, I'm not a paid speaker. And no, I'm not getting paid for an ad. I just see a man doing work and I respect it. So let me tell you, the lineup is going to be fire. All right, we got Ruslan, KB and the Southside Rabbi, Wes Huff. We got Ninjas Are Butterflies. And What Do You Mean? And many more, many more. So go to blessgodsummit.com right now and get your tickets while they're early. All right, prices may go up. I would charge you more if I was him. Okay, but maybe he's not going to be as mean as me. Anyways, don't be the guy watching the clips on YouTube when you could be watching them in real life, all right? And if you're part of my crew, in my community, and if you go and buy your tickets and you show up, then I will host a small meetup just for our guys. And we go kick it, break bread, shoot some content. So come on, let's go. Let's build something. Let's connect. And I'll see you at the summit.
They told me God bless. I told them I want to bless God. Channel that's hitting the charts, 10,000 subs, it's just the start. From moonlit prayers to neon night bars, Glenn dives deep where the wild things are.
Have you ever even used one of these sex toys?
No.
They are getting better and better and better.
Like they have like a special like cleaning solution for it.
You wash it with normal soap, then it can deteriorate.
Yeah. So, you don't want to like it to malfunction or short out on you and like you nut in her and like all of a sudden she starts screaming out, me too, me too, me too.
Right now, I was really wondering where's the closest Starbucks because I could use some coffee. And then titties. Starbucks and titties. Like they should have a Starbucks titty shop. Like just like the mermaid was topless originally, that's how these fucked up. Who owns Starbucks?
You know what chore play makes sex turned into? See, sex is supposed to be something you desire to do. Sex is supposed to be something that you want to just bang the fuck out of your wife, and your wife just wants to bang the fuck out of you. It's a desire. When you do chore play, you are taking something that's supposed to be a desire and you turn it into a transaction, okay? Now, let me ask you this, like if you had to have pay for sex, would you pay your wife for it? Or would you go get the supermodel? I'm just saying, if you're gonna go get a prostitute, you might as well make sure she's fine as hell.
Why should a guy get with a girl that has been ran through by miles? That pussy has a lot of miles on that pussy. Guys don't treat porn stars any better. You're in the service industry. You're just serving up puss. They'll smash it. They'll go. They don't care about you as a person. You're just a cum dumpster.
Like, that's fucked up.
Where do you get that from? What are you trying to imply here, Huds?
Hey, I'm just saying, if you fly across the country to hang out with another girl and you film videos like that,
What?
There might be a little bit more to it.
There is nothing to it.
Zerka, what's up, man?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, I had to talk to you. You had words with my wife last night.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that, bro?
I mean, she started it.
She started it.
Yeah, she started. Ask her, bro. Rewind the podcast. She started attacking me because I guess she didn't like that I do a lot of blow with the Bible. But you do blow.
No, I do not. What's a bigger beef than that?
The beef between us.
Beef between us.
We got to do a freestyle battle right now.
You want to battle me?
Yes, sir.
And you expect me if they don't judge?
I would love for him to judge.
Yeah, be serious. You trying to step to me. Dude, I put you 6 feet deep. No relief. I won't stop until my goal is reached. Who I be, I just to do it from the SIC. I got a clean soul, bitch, and just let me be.
All right, fellas, listen up. If your freak off game is so weak and your girl is so dry she's pretending she's in a coma just to get through it, you are needing some serious help. I'm talking drier than a Dave Ramsey's budgeting seminar. You need something slick, something smooth, something nastier than your browsing history. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Diddy Oil. That's right. The bad boy himself finally put that swagger juice in a bottle.
What we gonna do right here is we gonna smooth it out. Come on.
Diddy Oil makes everything slicker than a politician's promise in November. I ain't joking. It's smoother than 90s R&B. Wetter than Cardi B's lyrics.
Yeah, you dealing with some wet and gushy.
Even guaranteed to make you whisper things that you never thought you would say. Like,
Take that, take that, take that.
all of a sudden you'll be acting crazy, acting bad, like Diddy.
Act bad. Yeah, come on. Act bad, 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 act bad.
So what are you waiting for? Go out there and get your own bottle of Diddy Oil so you can act as bad as you want and be a bad boy for like. Where am I getting these fucking sponsors from? This is disgusting. No, I don't want no man's Diddy Oil. What the fuck? The diddler? I don't want no diddler oil. I mean, come on. What? Yeah, I know Kid Cudi. What are you trying to say? You gonna blow up my car? I don't want him to blow up my car. You know what? Go out there and get your own bottle of Diddy Oil today. Yep, that's right. The Diddler's Diddy Oil today. I don't want my car blown up. You think that's good? He ain't gonna try to diddle me, right? Okay. Man, we need to get better sponsors.
I built us a castle with dreams so tall. You were my queen, my everything, my all. But under the chandelier's glittering light, you took all we had, left me alone in the night. In the silence of the empty rooms, I found the strength to rebuild and resume. From the ashes I rise, a new dawn in my eyes. The man I've become, you won't recognize. I've outgrown the shadows, I'm touching the skies. You can't have my tomorrow, can't rewind the ties. Echoes of your steps, they still haunt my halls. But I've painted over cracks, sealed the crumbling walls. What died in the fire was fear and your lies. Born from the embers, a phoenix now flies. You see me thriving, now you're knocking at my door. But I'm not the man who lived here before. From the ashes I rise, a new dawn in my eyes. The man I've become, you won't recognize. I've outgrown the shadows, I'm touching the skies. You can't have my tomorrow, can't rewind the ties. No, you won't find home in me again. I've locked the past, threw away the pen. You're a chapter closed, a lesson learned. In the fire of betrayal, freedom was earned. You'll never have my love again. It's over. It's the end. From the
Yo,
ashes I rise anew.
how you living? Doing good.
The man I've become.
Yes.
You won't recognize.
You know, I know these topics are really touchy. You know, a lot of people feel a certain way about it. And I know there's a lot of emotion and investment. Well, your emotions are invested into this topic or these two topics. And I respect that. And I even respect the fact that I could be wrong. But I'm not. But I could be. So can you prove me wrong? Can any one of you? Anybody? What can you show me that says, you know what, Glenn? You're wrong. You probably should not be thinking this. It's funny. I just got a message from somebody. And you know, I'm open for correction. I'm open to be corrected. I am willing to take an L if I'm wrong. It's funny because messaging somebody right now about it. Let's see. Come join. It's a pleasure talking to you again as well. I'm actually talking to another bodybuilder right now. Hopefully he comes on. So, hello, chat. All right, Jack, you say polygyny is a sin, and you're an atheist. You used to be Catholic. Okay, well, click the link. Click the link and, you know, prove me wrong. Grid Motorsport says Glenn always takes L's. Well, you know what? I think, you know what they say about pride, right? And, you know, Grid's kind of an old man who has a lot of pride because he's old. Oh, Ghost, you just playing? Man, don't make me go off on Grid because we already know Grid really did take an L with that whole paternity debate. You remember that? Yeah, he took a huge L. He took big L. Big L. But Jack, if you want to prove me wrong with your opinion. All right, here he is.
Hello,
Jack.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. So you think polygyny is a sin? And, and you're no longer a member of faith. It's kind of interesting. So when
well, I mean, I don't. Okay, first of all, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in sin. I don't believe in supernatural stuff. But I'm saying, as defined by like the members of Christendom, right, or the church, yeah, they define it as a sin. And if we're supposed to be Christians, we're supposed to respect the church's teaching on, you know, polygyny, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, if the church authorities, if the authority says it's a sin, then yeah, we have to be obedient and agree that it's a sin. I mean, that's like Catholic teaching, right?
Okay, so you ready for me to give you my rebuttal for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, wonderful. Well, let me just make it clear to you that polygyny is not a sin. And unless you could show me a verse, literally in context, that explicitly states and God commanded from that this is a sin, then then I'll be wrong and you'll be right. But
why? Wait.
it needs,
First of
hold
all,
on,
why?
hold on. It needs to say something like, "Thou shalt not have more than one wife." Right? That thing would be pretty clear if that was the case, right? But you're arguing from tradition, comfort, and probably more than you realize, a feminized theology, and it's not biblical. So I'll break it down to you.
So here's the thing.
What is the sin?
Yeah. So
What is the sin?
Here's the thing. Just cut you off because I think we need to tackle this first. Who has authority to interpret the scripture?
Well, probably people with like theology degrees, right?
Excuse me?
Probably people that have theology degrees and went to seminary, right?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, just because somebody went to seminary or any of that doesn't mean that they have the authority to interpret scripture. Like,
okay,
as far as like the
who
Orthodox view or the Catholic view, it would be like those with holy orders, right? Those who have received the sacrament of holy orders and the church and the magisterium itself.
Wouldn't they have also gone to like seminary?
But there are different. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to be specific here because like there are different types of seminaries, right?
Yeah.
And so like not everybody that like goes to like your Baptist seminary or whatever kind of seminary out there, like the Catholics wouldn't necessarily accept like a Protestant interpretation of the Bible to be authoritative. So
completely understand that.
Yeah,
completely understand that. But they all went to seminary to some degree. So you're basically saying that
technically a cardinal
more educated
doesn't have to be
more
a priest.
Educated. You would probably say somebody more educated than the layman person, right?
Excuse me?
You probably say somebody more educated and knowledgeable than just the layman, the average churchgoer.
I'd hope so. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, so what is a sin?
So that would be a transgression against God's law.
And that's found in 1 John 3:4, right?
Sure.
Great. So let me ask you this. Who, helped make Moses's law, the Mosaic law? Where did Moses get this information from?
So Moses received the 10 Commandments from God, right?
And then he wrote the Mosaic law.
Right, he wrote the Mosaic law, and
where did he get that from?
Well, they decided that amongst themselves.
Moses and the tribe people just decided amongst themselves?
I'm saying over time, right? Over time, the law had to adapt, just like it does today. Like we don't have the same guidelines about like how people should act or behave that we did 2,000 years ago.
So you're saying that the Mosaic law was not inspired by God?
I mean, I don't believe any of it was inspired by God. What I'm trying to say.
Okay. I understand you don't believe that, but you're saying from the Catholic's point of view that they don't believe that the Mosaic law was inspired by God.
No. The Catholic point of view definitely says that the Mosaic law was inspired by God.
Great. Then can you explain to me why does the Mosaic law regulate polygyny instead of banning it?
Because at the time it was allowed.
Okay, so isn't God the same yesterday, today, and forever, according to Christians and Catholics and alike?
But there are different types of laws for different types of times.
I'm just asking you a question. If God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, according to the Catholics and Christians.
According to the Catholics and Christians, sure, yeah, they believe that.
Okay, so then, if God is the same back then when Moses wrote this law, the Mosaic law. And that would mean that God would have to be the same today and forever, right?
Yeah.
So then if God didn't have a problem with it back then when Moses regulated it and did not call it a sin and didn't say, hey, Moses, stop that.
Okay.
Then he wouldn't have a problem with it today, correct?
Okay, but isn't there also...
I'm just asking, that's a yes or no question?
Okay, well, I mean, I think we're having a dialogue here.
Well, we are, but I asked the question though, so that's why I wanted to say, is it correct?
Sure, yeah. I'll say yeah.
Okay, so in Deuteronomy 21, Moses gives the law for a man that has 2 wives. He's talking about, how to break down his inheritance to his 2 sons, right?
Okay.
Exodus 1, God commands justice for a man, his first wife, right? When he takes the second wife,
Okay.
make sure that she's not being mistreated and that she doesn't lose her, her standing. Like he's supposed to give her proper food, same amount of food, same clothes, and her marital rights, right? All that stuff got to be the same. And then 2 Samuel 12:8, God himself says he gave David multiple wives.
Okay.
If polygyny is a sin, then God empowered man to sin, then offered to give him more wives just so he could sin some more. And this
Do you
is David,
believe that
David
let me
that
ask you a question.
hold
Do
on,
you
this is
believe
King
slavery
David
is a
that he
sin?
said that a man is after his own heart.
Is slavery a sin?
What?
Is slavery a sin?
His favor is sin?
No, slavery. Is slavery a sin?
Depends on what you call slavery. Do you work for an employer?
No, I'm talking about the type of slavery that existed in America in about like the 1800s, 1700s. Is that a sin? The transatlantic slave trade, was that?
I would say that's yeah, because that's not the way that the Bible talks about having slaves and how you're supposed to treat them.
So is genocide a sin?
Well, that would be murder, right?
I mean, so can God command genocide?
God can do whatever he wants. He's sovereign to himself.
Why can God do whatever he wants? That doesn't make any sense.
Because
why is God allowed to do whatever he wants?
Because he's the creator of all things. He created everything. So
how can you decide if whether or not God is moral if God can do whatever he wants? If anything God does is moral.
Can you put limits on God? God could only put limits on himself. So I mean, if God wanted to, he could do whatever he wants.
So God could sin.
God could do whatever he wants, and it wouldn't be a sin if he did it because he is sovereign to himself.
So God couldn't sin. So he couldn't do whatever he wants.
He could do whatever he wants, and it wouldn't be called a sin.
So but suppose he wants to sin. Why can't God do that? Okay, so that's a limit. That's a limit.
He's not limited.
He's not limited. He can't sin.
He's not limited. Do you think God can make a rock that he can't lift?
No, that's a logical impossibility. I'm talking about a sin.
Okay, so it's the same thing here.
How is it the same thing?
Because
it's a logical impossibility for God to sin.
Yeah.
Why?
Because if he doesn't do it, if he's sovereign to himself, he only has to answer to himself.
So suppose I'm coming into this blind. And you're trying to convince me that God is like the supreme being, completely moral, like all of our morality derives from God. And then I read in the Bible that he commanded that the Israelites kill all the Amalekites. Not just all the Amalekites, but all the Amalekite children, the toddlers, the infants, and all the animals. Right? And I read that and I take that to you and I go, hey, I'm having a problem with this verse. Okay. It doesn't seem to me like this is like an all-loving God. It seems like he's a genocidal maniac. I mean, when we have somebody like Gaddafi do that, right? Or the Ayatollah Khamenei or whatever do that, like we call them terrorists. But when God does it, somehow just by category, it's a different category of behavior. It's no longer a sin. Whatever God does is okay. So that's why I can't understand Christianity.
Okay, well,
I can't even understand theism, to be honest.
Okay, well, let me just ask you this. One, could it be that God has sent many people over to those people before he even sent the Israelites over there to go get them out of there? But could he have tried to appeal to them to try to get them to open their eyes, open their hearts, and they refused?
We're talking about infants here, man.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking the question.
Regardless of what you're saying about, we've set people over there.
Is it a yes or no question? Could he have done that? Could he have done that? Yes or no? Could he have done that? Yes or no?
An infant is innocent.
Could he have done that? Yes or no? I'm not defending anything. I didn't say anything. I asked you a question. I didn't make a statement on anything.
I can talk over you too. You're defending infanticide.
You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question. Just answer the question.
Yeah, and you're defending infanticide.
I am not defending anything. I'm just asking you, could God not have warned them many times before consequence?
It doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to answer your question. It doesn't matter whether or not God sent over everybody every day to try to win over these people. Infants are still innocent.
Why does it not matter? Why does it not matter?
Because they're infants, dude.
But why does it not matter?
Because God could have commanded that the Israelites adopt those infants and take them in and raise them as Jewish and circumcise them, but he did not. He instead said, go kill them all, even the ones sucking at their mother's breast. So don't tell me that God's a good person.
Let's say he didn't kill them. Let's say they all were spared. And you know what?
In the Bible, of course he killed them.
Hold on. And the Israelites didn't like kill them because, you know, or even take them in as their kids because, you know, they don't want nothing to do with them. They want to be separated from them because, well, you know, they're unclean, right? Or whatever. And so then those little baby infants will just sit there and just die. Slow, horrible deaths. Which would be quicker and more painless and more humane if they died immediately or starving to death, not even able to crawl?
Did you hear what you just said, man?
I'm just asking you which one would be more humane.
Is that really Christian love? Is that really?
I'm just asking you. No.
Come on.
What
you know
is
that's
more
a bad
humane?
faith. That's a bad faith example.
What is more humane?
No, it's not more humane.
So
the more humane thing is to adopt them as your own, raise them as Jewish.
What I would do. I wouldn't adopt them at all,
and bring them in. That's what Jesus would have done. But no, the God of the Old Testament is clearly different than the God of the New Testament.
How would you know what Jesus would do?
How do you know what Jesus would do?
I never said I did. You did.
I mean, are we just going to go back and forth here? I mean, you're defending.
Well, okay. I'm just asking you. Can we go back to the
Here's the thing, bro. Here. You want to fuck multiple bitches. That's the whole thing.
No,
and you want to justify it, and that's cool, bro.
I just do it. You cannot prove it. You cannot prove it in the Bible that it's a sin.
Dude, why do I have to prove it in the Bible? The fact is that people don't like it. People don't like it. The Bible doesn't mean shit to me, bro.
Okay, but you're arguing from a Catholic point. The funny thing is,
honest. Just say you want to fuck bitches.
Catholic point. I don't have a problem with it.
Just say you want to fuck bitches, bro.
I do, and I have a lot of them. I've done it before.
Bro, you don't, man. Yeah. Okay, so you're a scag, bro.
The whole point is
you're a 304. You are a 304.
No, because that's
cancel yourself, dude.
I can't cancel myself. You know.
Yeah, you can.
So anyway,
if God commanded it wouldn't be a sin, dude.
Again, you cannot prove your argument is weak. You have no argument. I tried to ask you to prove it to me. You said you could prove it.
Yeah, your facial hair is weak, fuck face.
Your whole point can't when you have no argument. So, he rage quit. Damn it, poor guy. Anyways, Toxic Angel's in the back. Let's see what's up. What's up, Toxic Angel?
Brother?
How you doing?
I'll argue it. I just
you argue with me. You want to do it?
Yeah, now I will. I have a couple arguments. Number one, I think most Christians should know what Jesus would do because we're supposed to have our nose in that book, reading exactly everything he did do. And by his fruits is he judged. So we can kind of determine where he would go with what you were just arguing about. But as far as your polygamy is a sin, I think you guys were kind of off the rails when I started listening.
Well, he just went off the rails from the beginning.
I was actually going to debate this with Andrew Wilson someday because I saw him on a whatever podcast talking to these women, as usual, about how they should take how did he put it? A vow till death do us part. And I would say that Jesus spoke very strongly against oaths and vows and said, let your word be simply yes or no. And if you asked, is it till death do us part, you'd be saying yes or no to a vow or an oath. And this is, of course, why I wouldn't join the Freemasons, because of the oaths. And wouldn't you say that Jesus's sermon about not taking oaths would make an oath in marriage forbidden?
Well, no, because it's a covenant, right? We're supposed to have a covenant, but marriage is a marriage covenant, right?
We can call it whatever we want, but I'm
because,
talking about
what they were considered, like, so when there's the Abrahamic covenant, right? That God had, and historically, the way the Abrahamic covenant went, it was like as if it was like a marriage covenant. God, made that same covenant to Abraham, right? So then if we're gonna say, well, marriage is, shouldn't make a vow or a covenant, because it's what did you say it was exactly again?
an oath.
An oath. But you're making it to God. This individual, you and your spouse are both making it to God.
Well, it wasn't the Abraham was prior to Jesus's sermon, though. And I would say this, if you really listen to what Jesus's sermon was, is that you and the woman should not have to take an oath or a vow or a covenant because you're just that trustworthy as it is. Right? Is that what he was trying to say?
Real quick, let me shout out to Anson Knowles for donating 50 memberships. That's a big 5-0. Thank you, Anson Knowles. Look at that, everybody. All these wonderful people who have received one from Anson. Give that man a big shout out. Let's say, chat, can we give him some crowns up in there for Anson Knowles, please? He just came in here and took the crown. He said, you know what? I am the king of gifting everybody memberships. So salute to Anson Knowles. Salute. Let's give him well, let's see. Give him one of these.
Take that, take that, take that.
He ain't Diddy, but he said take that, take that, take that, take that membership. So what scripture are you referring to?
It's the Sermon on the Mount about Jesus taking oaths. Let me find it. I'll chat GPT it.
All right, let's see. Let me pull this up. Matthew 5-7. Okay. And you were going to also present were you for polygyny or against polygyny?
I'm not against it because, like, when you go back to Abraham, unless you could tell me something Jesus said that was against it, that's not left to interpretation, like just blatantly, this is no more something you can do.
Yep.
In Christianity, it's been a part of Christianity all the way at least till Jesus. So is there something that Jesus said that banned it?
There's nothing. And I'm waiting for all these people that believe in that polygyny as a sin to come and tell me that it's a sin and prove it to me. So, I'm opening up to be corrected, and nobody can provide me any correction because, well, there's just nothing that they could show me that supports their correction.
I have never heard in my life anything that Jesus ever said that changed that.
He didn't.
And until somebody points that out to me, again, as long as they don't point out something to me that's totally indirect and can be interpreted any way, a direct, you can't marry multiple chicks anymore, is what I'm going to have to see to believe that polygamy is a sin according to Christianity.
Thank you. All right. So then let me ask you about the second prompt. Since you are, on my team on this one, purity culture created the hookup culture.
I would have to say that the Laurel Canyon operations in the 60s had a lot to do with that too.
Sure, but for our generations growing up, purity culture, or I should say hookup culture, is a direct response of the rejection of purity culture.
Yeah, hookup culture is pretty bad.
This is funny. A man with many wives will never know silence. Fallopian.
Oh God.
1-4.
Confucius.
Confucius says. So, what are your thoughts on that? That hookup culture is well, is a response to purity culture.
It's hard to think about the origins of hookup culture when I'm so freaking tired of it. It just, I think the origins of it is probably the move away from religion, at least part of it.
Well, wouldn't you say the rejection of purity culture is also a move away from religion? And that would be hookup culture.
For sure.
Then you agree with me in there. You're not really good at this whole like
Arguing
debating
thing.
anything.
I came in, I just caught the end of it. I didn't even know what you guys were really arguing about. I figured you would be for polygamy's sin because you're Christian, and usually Christians say that. It's Mormons that are about polygamy.
No, I have been looking into this for a while now, and I'm just like, there's nothing there. And I'm waiting for an Orthodox person to come up and then try to tell me that it's a sin. Because I don't think they would be able to. Catholics,
Beth has a good question for you. She says, what
Beth,
about
you know
one
what,
man?
Beth has a question. If Beth has a question, she can bring her ass up here.
Get up here, Beth.
Oh.
I want to respond to Beth's question because I don't agree that it's one man, one woman, because we all have our functions in this world. And in the Bible, remember, Abraham, didn't he get a second wife when his first wife became unbearing?
Well, she was able to conceive. She ended up conceiving.
Well, she ended up conceiving, but he believed she was no longer bearing, correct?
Well, I think they both didn't believe that they were going to have kids at their age.
It's on the top. It's pinned, Beth.
Yeah, I think they just both didn't believe that they were going to be able to have kids at their age, because I think she was like 80 or he was 90 or she was 90 and he was like 100.
He knew he could have a kid. That's why he hooked up with another woman, right?
Well, I think that he was just, so old. Oh, she's on the fence with the whole thing. Beth, I'll send you the link in Discord if you want it. If you can't get it on the chat, but so I think it was just like they lacked faith, and like, because God told him, like, you're gonna be the father of many nations, right? And he's like, shit, and how the hell is that gonna happen? I'm not even a father of a kid. And he was like, no, your wife will conceive, and then next thing you know, like, they're like, yeah, right. And then Sarah's like, just take my maidservant here and just do the deed and get a son, so you got your legacy intact, right? And then they didn't have faith, and then that's what ended up happening. The next thing you know, Sarah ends up getting pregnant, and then they end up getting rid of Ishmael because, well, Sarah's getting real jelly. And oh, here's Beth.
Oh yeah.
Hold on real quick. Hear that, Beth? It was Sarah who brought the poison apple of polygamy to Abraham.
Well, it was way before that, actually. That there was it was a limit or limit, something like that. Let me see. I got it right here.
Don't take away my attempt to blame the woman. Come on.
Well, if we're gonna do it, you gotta do it accurately, right?
Yep.
So just want to be a little bit accurate.
Let me clarify. Like, I'm on the fence with this whole thing because it's not specifically listed as a sin. However, I thought we had all agreed that it's also not what God intends for us, especially seeing as how, everything else throughout the Bible says that, marriage is one man and one woman. So
just because something is not, if it's just because it's not what he intended, does that necessarily make it a sin?
But I also think that there's things that we do that would qualify as sins that aren't specifically listed. So
Like
how do you
what?
separate one from another?
Well, like, give me an example.
I got to think about that first. So
Let's see.
you can argue with the man, and the woman brain will work its little process here. Look, I wasn't planning on arguing this with you. I'm just asking a question.
I know.
I'm on the fence. I'm
Well,
looking for you to teach me here and sway me one way or another, because I think Abe makes
I'm waiting to be swayed.
Oh,
I am waiting. I'm waiting to be swayed. Waiting. But nobody could sway me.
so then we're all lost. Awesome.
So where is it out here? I got it right here. So it's I forgot. It's one of like I think I want to say it's like
I gotta look this.
somebody related to Adam. It's like one of Adam's descendants. Not Cain, not Abel, but it was like Limit. Yeah, that person. That person was the first person to be polygynous.
Cain?
No, Lamech.
Oh, Lamech.
Yeah. So because of that, or at least what the first person that we know in the Bible to be polygynous.
Okay, I got one. Maybe. I think I got one.
All right.
The Bible does not specifically, explicitly state that a woman preaching is sinful.
Actually it does.
It does? Show me.
You got Timothy tells you that a woman is supposed to be remaining silent and she's not supposed to have authority over men, right?
The Bible also says we're supposed to have one man and one woman.
What?
The Bible also says we're supposed to have one man and one woman for a marriage.
Where?
So,
where does it say that?
You can start with Genesis. Where else? 1 Corinthians.
How come Abraham wasn't? Oh, go ahead.
So if it doesn't actually, because that was your argument last time, Glenn, when you, me, and Abe were doing this, that was your argument, was that it doesn't explicitly list it as a sin.
Yep. And what does Paul say? I do not
permit
give women authority over men. Yes, and who authority over men? Women have authority over men, right? So who's Paul speaking on behalf of?
But wait. So does he say, all right. I'm going to it. And remember you pointed this one out too, is you said it's in Timothy?
Yep, 2 Timothy, I think it's 2. Or is it 3?
Look, for the record, I don't agree with women teaching. So
me neither. Look what these women teachers are doing.
I agree. I've seen
those poor boys. I think it's 2 Timothy 3. Is it 3? Let's see. No, it is 2. It is in 2 Timothy 2. Teachers.
I'll find it. You guys can argue.
Beth, do you think that Christianity implies that you should be in love to be married to one person?
Or is it 1 Timothy? It might be 1.
I haven't thought about that.
I think you have, because your indifference to polygamy, I think, has something to do with that. And it's natural. I don't mean sound
no, it's 1 Timothy. I'm sorry, it's not 2 Timothy, it's 1 Timothy.
1 Timothy what?
Yeah, 2. It goes 11 says a woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit women to teach or assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. But women will be saved through childbearing if they continue in faith and holiness with propriety.
But see, I'm going to use your own argument back against you, because you had pointed out, rightfully so, when we were discussing marriage, that at one point Paul was saying, I, Paul, am telling you that this is how it should be. And
he said, hold on, you got to use the right words. He said that I'm telling you this as a concession, not a command, right? If he was going to be writing as a concession, right? He's saying this is my opinion. This is not God saying, my opinion. But when he writes things as a command, who is he getting that command from?
Well, let's go. I'll rewind. I'll see in listen, again, I don't agree with women teaching. I don't think women should be pastors and priests. I think it's absolutely no. That's not my style. I'm just simply looking at the wording of it and kind of throwing your own argument back at you.
I know.
Yeah, no, I don't like polygamy. I would never.
Here's the funny thing: like, it has nothing to do with Glenn wanting to do this or not at all. At all. It has everything to do with there are people that believe in God that are rejected from the church because they practice this. And I want to know whether or not, why are they being rejected from the church if this is not a sin?